Well, I'm here on the Jeep. My camera went bad. I don't know where I left off, but I got this steering column in and got it all bolted up good here. It's solid. I worked on the clutch and the brakes, they're solid. And I started working on the gas tank. I pulled the fuel gauge out, but I yanked this fuel gauge out of here. Fuel tank out of here. And then I worked on this tailgate. It was rusted out right here. So I filled that up. And I used Rust-Oleum rusty primer on it. It's just hung here right now. But I got everything underneath that was rusty fixed and primed to good. And ordered me a new memory card. It came in and apparently it's working. I had a gas tank vent hose here that was cracked. It was leaking a little gas when you tried to put it in it. So I ordered another one of those. But got everything all set up here. And my spare tire carrier, it's all good. So I got the back of this Jeep done. Now I can put the skid plate on it. You can see all the rust and junk I got out of it. And the gas tank was, the pickup tube is about 2 inches off of the bottom, which is around 4 gallons. So I put a good rubber hose and a metal screen on that. So now, and it's on empty, it is empty instead of having 4 gallons of gas in it. But this all looks pretty good. And now I just have to put the hinge back on the tailgate and get that set up again. And I would just I'll go ahead and put that fuel gauge back in there. It was working backwards. It showed like on empty showed like 3/4 of a tank, or well, not 3/4, between halfway between 1/4 and halfway. And then when I moved it, it moved towards full, so it was backwards. So I don't know. I've got about 1 gallon in it now. I'll try to set this gauge, but I ordered a little cheap Chinese digital one. Maybe that'll work a little better. I gotta clean this dash up, sand it roughly, and just clean it, and I'm gonna paint that all black and finish adjusting the clutch and brake and get that stuff all sorted out. Then I'll have to start figuring out my wires. Apparently it was wired and wired correctly, or at least it looked like it was correct. And then for some reason they started pulling all the wires out. It looks like they were going to maybe try to paint it or something. But I'm just cleaning it up, getting the brakes and everything to work. It wasn't starting. Her solenoid wasn't kicking in. Turned out it was one of these fuses here that were blown. I gotta fix a little of this. I think I'll just put some fiberglass in that. Fix these little rust spots. And rest of it's not rusted up. I can just clean it. And I decided, you know, it's gonna be a pretty nice Jeep, so, and it's not beat up too bad. So I'm gonna throw a coat of red paint on it and try to get it to look as good as I can. I'm not after a killer job, but I do want it better than what it is now. So, trying to catch you up here on a little video. I uploaded a couple and noticed they were kind of sparse. Anyway, I got a new windshield wiper motor that goes in there, and then this chrome cover here goes over it. So don't know what that's going to work like. I got some new wipers, so I'll get the wipers working, and I'll get this clutch working right. It's really grabby right now. When you just as you start to touch it, it grabs. So I'm going to adjust it so I can kind of keep my ankle on or my heel on the floor, and we just drive it. This goes up in here. That'll make it look a little better. Cut that shifter off. Just cosmetics. Try to clean it up good, get it painted and everything solid, and then go ahead and hook the wires up. Well, I started digging on this wiring harness and determined that this little section here is the turn signals and brake lights. This is a brake light wire, and I isolated this business here. It's a relay. So the way this thing is wired, the brake light switch turns on a relay. And what I did there is I just made a bracket, welded it onto the steering column, and I put the brake light switch here on the brake light. That seems to work. I've got some success here with the turn signals. Got the left one turning on, the right one's not on yet. Looks like this dash turned out pretty nice here where I painted it. It's not the best, but it's good enough. And I've got looks like a turn signals and some other stuff up in here. They wired these headlights all with a brown wire, which is not really all that good, but I've got a yellow tape on the hot wire there, and then the other one has to be tail lights and something else. I'll have to find these and run them. That wire right there with the red jumpers, that's my dimmer switch. So I just hooked one of them in, and I got a headlight up there. I just plugged into that area, and it works. So I got a left headlight. I need to extend those wires all the way down to the jumper switch there on the floor, and start cleaning that mess up right there. It's going to be a lot of fun because they're all brown wire, but once I get that sorted out, then I can work a little more on determining what that fuse block is up there. And I don't know what any of this stuff is. I'll figure this out as I go, one little piece at a time. But right now I'm gonna get back there in the back and make sure my right tail light's hooked up and working. The left one is, but I'm going to have to make sure that right one's hooked up. Well, I've been fighting this all day. Both of my turn signals here were corroded. Got them cleaned up. Got my parking lights in. Got the headlights working. You can see there that back lights are good. Got one brake light on, I think, or turn signal, something. Yeah, it was turn signal. So I'm kind of messing with this still. Got a always on power in the fuse box is messed up, but figured out where the horn went, figured out how to get this stuff around the radiator. Apparently what they did when they built this thing, it was probably all wired right, and when they took the radiator out, they just pulled all the wires, and when they put it back together, they just stuck the motor in it and just laid these wires on top of it. And of course they weren't long enough or anything else, so I had to take the radiator out, and I've got the headlights plugged in and the wiring harness sorted. These wires here are had to figure out where the turn signal is. There was a wire running across here, and I spliced it. I've still got to do the turn signal on the right one, but I got the park lights good. So we're all good here, and I still need to sort out some of this stuff. I've got a lot of wiring harness relays and plugs and stuff that was in here. I don't know where any of it goes. This looks like it's some of the dash lights. I'll get them sorted out and get the rest of this cleaned up and move on, but this is a pretty good day's work. All the front end lights are done, and wires are routed good, so I can start buttoning this up and put the radiator back, see what I got. Well, I'm pressing along here with the dash and the wires, and I found these big jewel lights. You see, they're pretty green. Clean them up. I put this one in, and I went down to Napa and Can't tell if I'm seeing green or not. Yeah, there it is. And I found a tail light style plug-in bulb. So I screwed this into the dash, and I'll snap the light in there, and then I went down here and wired in the two blue wires for your left and right, and that'll make both of them work. So I'll see if I can get this one here mounted and get it screwed in tight. I already got this dash finally cleaned up. All my wires in. I found a nut that works good on the headlights, and got my brake light switch, everything all pulled up. Turn signals in. I got some LED flashers there. I got my emergency brake loose. Got a pretty cable there, and fires right up. I adjusted the clutch a little so I can slip it a little, but I could smell kind of oil from the exhaust, so I'm pulling the plugs out here, and they look can't really see here, but first three are black gas-fouled, so I don't know, it might have had oil in the mufflers, but I got new plugs here, so I'm gonna jerk these all out and do a compression test on this motor, and that'll tell me something. I don't know why it's burning oil, but we'll put new plugs in it and see what the results are. Well, that was really good. The driver's side is 140, 150, 150, 150. Passenger side is 160, 150, 150, 150. So it's got even compression across all of the cylinders. I think it ought to run real good. I think that who knows what that burning oil was. Plugs are carbon fouled, but I don't really see any oil in it. No telling where it came from, but I'll get new plugs in it, and I'll figure out what carburetor that is. Put some new jets in it. We've got another Holly up there that it's pretty good. I don't know what. I think the accelerator pump's bad or something. But anyway, it's 150 on all the cylinders, so can't complain about that. Well, I had these new spark plugs. These are the old ones, but you can see the threads are about 1/2 inch long, and the ones I got were about 1 inch long. They had this much thread on them, and I found out by putting a plug in, it just didn't seem to tighten up, and I kept turning it, and finally I compared them, and they're 1 inch too long. Nice iridium plugs, but I just packed them up and I'll return them. It turned out that it was a 302, but what I had in my search engine was for a F100, so it was a 302 Ford, but It sure wasn't an old model like this. So anyway, I'm stuck with my plugs. So I moved on some other stuff. I went back here to the back. Now you can't really see here, but there's a lot of grease and oil. And I thought a wheel cylinder was leaking, and so I pulled this all apart, and it turned out it wasn't a wheel cylinder. I cleaned this all up here, but what was leaking was the axle seal. You can kind of see it in there. So this was rear end grease that was coming out. So I cleaned this all up with the gas, and the brake shoes are pretty good. Everything's moving good, and cleaned it up, blew it out good, and I got some Rust-Oleum paint there, semi-gloss, and I went over this whole frame and this back of the springs. I haven't got the inside, but I cleaned this up real good. I took a wire brush to that shock there, and the rust comes right off. So I'll pull these shocks out and clean them. But I didn't have to change my wheel cylinder, and I'm not gonna pull that rear end out of there or pull the axle out and change that seal. I'm just gonna leave it be. If it was a brake cylinder, I'd fix that, but a little bit of oil in there, it'll eventually get on the brakes, but for now I'm not going to do anything about it. I had a heck of a time getting the lug nuts off, but I got some new lug nuts now, and I painted up my drum. I'll put that on and see if I can put that tire back on. Well, there's a newly painted brake drum on it. I cleaned all the grease out of this tire. These are 31 by 10.5 light truck tires, and I'll stick this on there with the new nuts and see what it does. Nice looking set of lug nuts. Got 24 lug nuts. Here's my old ones. So they're about an inch. You see these are quite a bit bigger, and they went on real good, tightened up easy, and I can use my regular old 3/4 inch socket on them. They fit just fine, and that'll stick out far enough to get a lug wrench on it. So they bolted up real good. And don't look bad at all. Those old rusty lug nuts look terrible. I can clean that wheel up, and it'll look just fine. The others are, you can see their lug nuts look bad, plus they're kind of different sizes, and I had a heck of a time getting them off. And these new long ones will come off real easy. And I'll be done with that. Well, I moved around to the passenger side. I was watching Vice Grip Garage. Derek Bearbrey, he calls this the drinker's side and the captain's side. So here on the drinker's side, I pulled the wheel off. It's pretty dirty under here. And the other side turned out real nice with the paint. Got to do the inside of the spring and clean up this rear end a little. I decided what I'm going to do is try to hook up my little spray gun and spray this stuff. Got my air hooked up. I'm going to blow all the dirt off. Try to wire brush it. I'll clean up this drum and look at the brakes and see what we can get done here. Well, I cleaned this all up, painted the springs, got the other side of the spring, and cleaned up the drum, painted it. I took a pry bar here and got up in there and moved my emergency brake cable. It seems to be moving good, at least on this side. And kind of looks a lot better. And I'll get the tire on it, put some new lug nuts on it, and I got the shock out. Come out pretty easy, but the rust's not coming off all that good, so I'm going to get some white paint and just paint them white, and that should look pretty good back here. I need to clean up the rest of that pumpkin there and polish that chrome, get some of the rust off, put skid plate back on the gas tank. I need to put I coated the inside here with Rust-Oleum. The outside's still black, so I only got my paint open. I'll fix that. Anyway, I'll put the tire back on here, and this will kind of be done for this side. Well, it looks pretty good. A lot better than old rusty setup I had. And wheels are on. They're all bolted up good. I need to adjust my brakes. I'll do that after I go drive it a little bit. I want them to be able to move and flex for right now. And get my jack stand out of there and let it down. I think I'll go ahead and paint my skid pan and put it up under there first. And should look pretty good.